Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another review. This time of set 75394, the Imperial Star Destroyer, 1,555 pieces, retails for $160, released in 2024 for the 25th anniversary, which you can see a little logo down there with the 25th figure. Cal Kestis, which is pretty exciting. I'm a big fan of the Jedi games, and Cal as a character. A cool figure is exciting to get. And then it comes with 6 other figures, to crew the Star Destroyer. So Darth Vader, Commander Prodigy, Imperial crew member, Imperial gunner, Imperial Navy trooper, and a Stormtrooper. I would probably say I'd want a couple more Stormtroopers or Navy troopers, something, but mostly I care about the actual Star Destroyer itself at the end of the day. I believe this is one of the sets retiring end of this year, so this year is the last chance to pick it up. And then very thick box, very wide box, but it's got the Cal figure on the side there. And I do gotta say, I really did like how they did the 25th anniversary boxes. I really like the kind of silvery blue chrome greebling all over. I think it looks nice. On the back of the box shows the Star Destroyer landed on a planet, maybe Corellia or something, and shows off some of the features of the set. You can move the turbo laser emplacements. It's got a handle. You can obviously fold the panels down and lift up the middle piece to get to the interior, and then it's just showing the figures around. The other side of the box is nothing except the 25th anniversary in different languages and the Star Wars logo. And the top of the box shows off one of the figures in 1:1 scale. And I guess I should mention the actual box art is pretty nice too. Like, got the Death Star in the back, plus a couple of other Star Destroyers down below with some laser fire going. I think it all looks pretty neat. I prefer actual backgrounds and not just plain black box art. And you open it up with the tape right here. Inside the box is, well, plenty of bags, well over 10 at least, so maybe 15 all told. Very hefty instruction manual that was in their little cardboard protective sleeve or whatever. And nothing interesting in it. Does not promo any sets, and the front of it just has a little promo for the 25th anniversary. And it does have a fairly sizable sticker sheet, but most of that's going to be interior detail, I believe. So let's get this set built. All right, now that the set is built, let's take a look at the figures, starting off with probably the most exciting one, since it's not just a standard Imperial guide. Cal Kestis, looking very nice. Got the little 25th anniversary stand with the little R2-D2. But looking at the figure himself, he looks very nice. He's in his scrapper outfit minus poncho. And he's got a little bit of nice leg printing there with some padding and some pockets. And then he's got the actual, like, padded leather above a bit of, like, other padding, maybe meant to keep you warm or whatever, with the nice blue base. And that goes onto the back with a belt going along with some other stuff on there. Pretty nice little figure. He's got 2 facial expressions, an angry one and a little smile. And the hairpiece is pretty fitting, I think, for Cal. And I gotta say, while it is a little disappointing he doesn't have a little piece for a poncho, Lego certainly has pieces like that they could use. They had Luke's Landspeeder with Poncho Luke just like 5 years ago or something. So it is what it is. But also, I do think the outfit he's in most of the time, like for the story, unless he changes outfit, is that one. So I get why that's what they went for, because that's generally what he's wearing. Though it does suck that they're like fully sticking to, they can't just do like a Mantis set from Fallen Order or Survivor, because that's really all I think most people would want, right? They got like the BD1 set a few years ago, but most people just want like a nice Mantis set and that'd be it. So it's a shame with him being put in here. That pretty much means that's fully 110% not happening. Moving on, you've got Darth Vader, and he's unchanged from the past few years, so if you've got the Darth Vader with arm printing, you've got this one. Not to say it doesn't look nice, of course. It is a very nice looking Vader. I like the arm printing, and then the rest of his printing has been unchanged for a few years now at this point, but you know, the control panels on the chest still look nice. The high, pauldron for his chest armor looks good. The robe printing is nice, if not just pretty simple. And then there's the robe printing and armor printing on the back. He does have a stiff cape, which I'm not a fan of. Personally, I prefer the more loose capes, though the one benefit to a stiffer fabric cape is, I guess, it's a better shape. So there is that. Then he's got the older Vader face on, very unhappy expression, and some scarring on the back. And then the Vader helmet is the same one it's been for well over 10 years at this point now. Next, you've got an Imperial gunner, and this is probably my favorite of the regular Imperials, just because I've always liked this helmet design, and so I'm sure it's been in other Lego stuff, probably in mostly some Death Star sets, but first time I've gotten it, and it looks very nice in Lego form. Underneath, just a plain lady face. Nothing crazy to talk about there. And then the printing for the rest of the figure is pretty simple. A little belt with a little kind of logo in the front maybe, but not really. It does not continue on the back really, or at least the silver portions of it don't. And then it's just some like armor and fabric printing, and then some pockets on the legs, and that's about it. Really the standout for me is the nice helmet with the Imperial logo on it, and it's got the little green and red lights or whatever on there as well, so that's nice as a detail. Then you've got the Commander Prodigy. I don't know if this is specifically referencing someone, probably at most some minor background character, but he looks nice. No leg printing on him, but he's got the simple rank plaque right there on the upper chest. Same belt design as the other figures, and the same is true of all the Imperials wearing black. And he's got some light fabric printing on there. Generic face, no second facial expression, and the little Imperial cap with a logo on it. Then you've got the Navy Trooper as well, looking very nice. I do like this helmet as well. It's a bit maybe goofier looking, but nothing wrong with that. And then two facial expressions, angry and just, I wouldn't call that calm, but just resigned, both with strap, going down to hold the helmet on. Like I said, same belt design as the other two Imperials, and similar, fabric printing as well. Another basic design, but a nice enough figure still. Then you've just got the Imperial crew member, obviously mixing it up at least now with the gray uniform with some more pouches on it and a slightly different belt design. Same center bit, but no outer silver pouches. And then that continues on the back with a bit of light fabric printing. No second facial expression because the cap doesn't cover up the back of the head. And just one little microphone on the side of their head. Then you got the Stormtrooper. They're, again, pretty unchanged the past few years, other than the slightly recent change of the past maybe two of the white hips instead of black, which I think is a fine change. And then you've just got, the basic Stormtrooper printing on the back, the belt printing on the front, as well as, the knee pads and everything, plus the big molded helmet that is liked by some, not liked by others. And then just a regular lady face underneath that probably you're not seeing most of the time, but I do always like the variety. It means in the cases where you do, or if you swap the heads for other characters, it's a bit more usable than just a plain black head or the same one trooper design. So that's all the figure lineup. It's nice enough. Again, probably would have liked really pick a couple, another crew member, another gunner, another Navy trooper, another stormtrooper. Just something to fill out the Star Destroyer lineup a bit more. But still a nice little collection of Imperials. And the Cal Kestis is, of course, very nice to get, even if there's the disappointment of confirming 110% no mantis, probably. Now, moving on to the main attraction. This is quite the Star Destroyer. Not that I've really ever owned any other one, so I can't compare it to previous play sets, but this one is definitely very nice. It's pretty big, it's pretty huge, and it is pretty solid. Obviously, it does have a carrying handle specifically that I will show, but you know, as long as you're not stupid with it, you're able to pick it up from plenty of places and still carry it around either way. So, very sturdy model. Obviously, a Star Destroyer is kind of plain, you know, it's a big gray triangle for a lot of it. So, nothing too special about most of this paneling. But up here on the command structure, you know, going up to the bridge, gets a bit more interesting. You've got the turbo laser batteries right there, and they've got a fun little feature. You can see right here, just grab and pull, and they will all move in unison. You know, I think that's a fun little feature. Definitely, I think a kid could get a lot out of that. And it could even be fun for, I don't know, any stop motion work a little bit, as long as you maybe just took care to hide this back section. Then you've also got two spring-loaded shooters right here, and they're hidden pretty nicely, so you can see just the little, it's obvious enough, right, that you can tell, but it's not like glaringly obvious. But you just poke down right there and it'll launch out, obviously a lot farther than that if you let it, but I'd rather this didn't get lost to somewhere in the floor. And then it's pretty simple to slot back in. Then on the back, you've got the engines, which look very nice. Pretty simple design, only, you know, a few pieces involved, but nothing wrong with that, of course. Other than that, not much to show off in the back. Other than right here on the back of going up to the bridge, you are able to pull this up, and it is storage for those spring-loaded shooters, so that is nice. Oh, extras are usually always included in a set that has something like that, but usually there's never really storage for a lot of them, so I like that that's included. And you know, it's a big set, so it should have the space to do it. The other side's identical with the same spring-loaded shooter and same turbo laser feature. And then the bridge itself has the one exterior sticker, and then the two shield generator bubbles, I think would be what those are. So this looks nice. I like the shaping of it. They got that down. And then to get to the interior, to what's probably a little more interesting to look at, though I do like the look of a Star Destroyer, you simply pull off this part, which is pretty simple to do. It is not studded down at all. And then, well, I suppose real quickly, I should show off the carrying handle with this on. So you simply pull these open and then pull that up, and now you can carry around your Star Destroyer, swoosh it about, and like I said, it's sturdy, so there's not too much to worry about, and you can go kind of crazy pulling it back off. These panels are pretty simple to open. You just do that, and there you go. Obviously, most of this is not usable, but in the interior, you've got the little stations right in there for some troopers to do stuff. And the sides are identical right down there, so these same stickers are repeated, but you've got some little paneling right there, and then some little panels right there to seat some troopers. And this is where, again, I would have liked some more guys to be in. But you've got the Technic for the carrying handle, plus a little storage unit for some stuff, like a little med station maybe, a little bit of Bacta or something. Then on the other side, you got a glass plus a little pad or something, and then a couple seats, and you got some nice stickers in here showing, I guess, the readouts on the status of the Star Destroyer and its complement of TIE fighters, it looks like. And then over here, you've got a little hologram bit. What I guess it would be, you know, that represents the Star Destroyer, and that's some enemies or something, a tactical readout. It's pretty simple on the interior. It's just a place you can put some figures in, and that's nice enough. The one thing I'll say is, with most of your figures equipped with blasters in this set, I would hope for maybe a bit of blaster storage, which there isn't really. The only thing is, The other thing here is these containers, which have some like thermal detonators and stuff in them, as a fun little thing. But just like a weapon rack somewhere would have been a nice detail. Otherwise, that's the interior. It's pretty simple. There's nothing crazy to talk about in it. And then it's a simple matter to fold it back up and get it properly in place, looking all good. And then you slot that back in and you've got your Star Destroyer back looking intimidating and everything. And yeah, I really gotta say, an excellent set. I think very worth the money as well, you know, if you've got it. And again, I don't necessarily have any Star Destroyers to compare it to, so I can't point out any improvements or anything that could have maybe gotten worse from previous ones or not at all. But to me, at least, for having it, even with no real point of reference, which I get is a bit of a big deal, this is probably about the best a Star Destroyer playset can get. And it honestly makes me think, like, you know, a few years down the line, after maybe doing some other stuff, another UCS Death Star would be really neat to see. You know, a little bigger than the Venator they released a couple of years back now. Especially, like, if this model is so nice. Even though, again, a lot of Star Destroyers there's a bit of plainness to them, right? There's no, like, at least the Venator has a big red stripe and some Republic logos on it to mix it up. That's all I have for this one. It's a very nice set. And if you want to see more LEGO related content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.